Guys, welcome back. So today is our strength workout. We have an intruder. This is Kira. She's been sitting spotting me, or just looking and like, yeah, or whatever. Okay, so today is a strength workout. We're going to simply use the barbell and we're going to use one pair of dumbbells. Now, unlike a typical, say, strength workout, we might do so many sets of so many reps. We're going to change that a little tiny bit. So what I want to do is I've chosen today, just packed up the barbell. I'm just keeping the barbell at 60 kilos. So, excuse me. Barbell, 20 kilos and two 20 kilo plates. So like anything, just adjust the size accordingly for you. The pair of dumbbells I'm using is a pair of 25 kilos or 55 pounders. Now, for demonstration purposes, we're just going to use the dowel rod. So what we're going to do, you're going to grab your timer. You're going to set your timer for an 8-minute working interval, followed by a 90-second rest period, recovery period, break, whatever you want to call it. Now, for the first set, you're just going to simply do these in pairs. You're going to start at 4 reps of exercise 1, go into 4 reps of exercise 2. You're then going to go into 8 reps of 1 and 2, and then 12 reps. So we're going to go 4, 8, 12, then we're going to come back down to 8 and 4. And we're just pretty much going to go up and down that 4, 8, 12, 8, 4, 8, 12, 8, 4, etc., etc. Now, it's likely that you probably just go through going up the ladder once and coming down the ladder in the 8 minutes, because what I want you to focus on is slow tempo. So any down phase, 4 to 5 seconds down, a 1 second pause, 4 to 5 seconds up, a 1 second pause, and repeat. You're going to do the 2 exercises sequentially, and then after you've done your reps, you're going to take a small break as long as you need, and then when you're ready, you're going to get back into it, and then you're going to do your next set, your sets of 8, and then rest, and then your sets of 12. Now, what they are as follows. On the bench, you're going to simply just lay down and just bench press. Now, we're using the floor. We're not using a bench, we're using a floor press. So that way then, as I come down, my elbows, my triceps are going to touch, and that's my trigger to go. So as I come down, I feel my triceps touch. I'm holding. I don't want to bottom out completely. Hold for that second, and then press through. So pretty much the movement, it's really slow, lock out, really slow, hold. And we're going to get our 4 reps. We're then going to rack that back in the rack. We're going to stand up. We're going to use the same weight, and we're going to come over, and we're going to come into our bent row. Now, I'm using an overhand grip for the bent row today, and I like to come quite down with my bent row. That way it gets me in my glutes a lot more, and I find it protects my back a little tiny bit. So I'm in there. I think they call it a Pendlay row or something. I'll have to get the word for you. But I'm going to simply go from here, and I'm going to get my row. I'm going to try and roll it up as if I'm rolling it up into my abdomen. So therefore I can pull my shoulders back in line with my back and get my 4 reps. I'm going to rack, little recovery, and then I'm going to go on to my 8 and so on to my 12. And we're going to do that for the 8 minutes. During the rest period, re-rack your weights, get out of the way. Round number 2, we're going to grab our dumbbells. Now, everything in the dumbbell round is simply a set of 4. So, double dumbbells, just going to simply grab ourselves a pair of double dumbbells, and we're going to simply do reverse lunges, 1 and 2. And I want the knee strike on the floor. Soft, not slam your knee in, we're not trying to damage it. But I want it down. I want to head up, shoulders back, chest proud, and therefore it means I'm going to have to drive off that glute to get up. 4 of those, and then when I stand, I'm going to simply do head up, shoulders back, and I'm going to do 4 shrugs. So my shoulders or my delts are getting a hammering because they've got the pendulum movement that I'm trying to stop on my reverse lunges, where I'm getting work on my glutes and obviously on my quads, and then they're also getting hit on the shrugs. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to aim for a set of 4 reverse lunges, a set of 4 shrugs, and we're going to aim to do that twice before we put the dumbbells down. You might get through that maybe 2 times, and then the 4 plus the 4 might be a bit much, and then you're going to put the dumbbells down. But keep your rest period of those dumbbells coming down minimal, right? The whole idea is we're trying to fatigue a bit through here and trying to get the lunges going and the glutes going and the glutes firing. So if that's the case, then don't go with a super heavy pair of dumbbells, go with a lighter pair, and you should be able to maintain your way through that for the 8-minute round. Now, when we're done with that, Again, 90 seconds. Dumbbells can go away. We're not going to need them anymore. And we're going to come onto our third one. Now, front squat or front rack for me is a challenge. You will see here at the moment, I can't really get my hands back on here without any weight. So what I'm having to do with my barbell is rest it, and I'm having to use my thumb grip to simply push my shoulders forward and basically try to push that barbell into here. Front rack is not a good thing for me. It's something I know, but it's something I keep working on. So we're going to combine the front rack squat, again back to the bar with the 60 kilos, but this time, like the second round, we're just going to do sets of 4. By now, I'm starting to feel it. So I'm going to get 4 on my front rack. So I'm simply stepping in, and how do I know that I've got my depth? Well, ideally, this crate is probably the ideal position for me. So I'm coming down, I'm touching the crate, and I'm back up. So if you've got a crate, got a wall ball, use it. You could also do the touch and go or the sitting to standing if that works for you. Once I've got my 4, I'm going to rack it back in the bar. I'm then going to take my hands out from underneath. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to try and hold it here because I can't rack it on me. And then I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to go into for what we simply call your push press. So you'll see from the movement, because of the weight, I'm dipping, and then standing, locking out. So from here, it's a dip, and it's a lock out. If you can strict press them, congratulations to you, excellent work. But also just watch that you're not doing this sort of nonsense and hyperextending to get the bar up. Again, if that's the case, adjust the weight accordingly. You might maybe front squat a bit heavier, so therefore maybe go, if it's a case it's the same weight as me, you might want to go 15 and a 5 plate, and therefore you can just take that 5 off for the push press. That'll complete the third round. That's pretty much the bulk of the workout done. Now, again, because I know that this front rack is a challenge for me, I'm going to strip the bar. I'm going to simply use an unladen bar, and I'm just going to simply just practice my cleans. I'm just going to practice the movement of driving my elbows up, and even with this bar, and again, I'm still pretending that I've got some weight in it, so I'm stomping. I'm not just doing this for the sake of doing it. It's, I know I've got to push it up. I know I've got to push it up, and the weight will actually help me with the unladen bar slowly get my hands back. So we're going to aim for 50 reps of that. Just take your time. There's no counter. There's no timer. It's just break them down. I did 5 sets of 10, and each time tried to focus. Now, part of the wrap up is where I've got the broom, is we can go through what we call a PNF shoulder stretch. So the way that this works, and this is somewhat painful for me, but I know that it's helping me stretch through my lats and through my shoulder girdle. I simply hold the broom handle here. I take my hand. It's not magic. I put my hand through the side, and then I come back and I grab my hand. Now, with the hand in that position, you can see even flexion through my wrist is a bit poor. So I've got 2 fingers. I'll try to get to 3, and I'm simply going to have my shoulder girdle out, and I'm simply going to take the bottom part of this, and I'm pushing it back. It feels like my shoulder wants to pop out, but this is necessary for me to learn to get into my rack. And also, where I'm feeling it mostly is I'm feeling it a little bit from my tricep here, but I'm also feeling it down in where my lats, and that's typically where they're saying you are tight if you can't get that front rack. So ending off with the PNF shoulder stretch. Again, we're going to hold it for a minute, push through, going to release, hold it for say 10 to 15 seconds at a time. We're going to go a minute right, minute left, and we're going to do that twice, and that's how we're going to end the session before we go into today's daily mobilization. That's it, guys. It is a strength workout, 1 barbell, 1 set of dumbbells, and again, heart rate's not jacked, but I know I've worked hard, and I know tomorrow when I get out of bed, when my foot hits the ground, my glutes are going to be thanking me for it. Cheers, guys. Don McStraw method, where we're focusing on making you the most athletic version of yourself, physically and mentally stronger and more resilient. That's me. That's Kira. Bye for now.